Uh-oh, we've got trouble in Donald Trump's cryptocurrency fantasy magical world because there's now a major problem with cryptocurrency as the world reacts to Donald Trump's own economic policies and gives it a resounding thumbs down, which matches the arrow of the price drop in all major cryptocurrencies as we start the week. We've got the World Liberty Financial stock, which is a way to own equity in Donald Trump's company owned by himself and his sons, is down almost 6%. We've got other Bitcoin and Ether down between 3 and 9%. We've got a $1.5 billion sell-off in cryptocurrency assets and digital asset companies because of Donald Trump. And now we've got, remember Justin Su? Justin Su was that young crypto investor who also bought a banana taped to a wall and called it art. That Justin, and then he ate the banana. That Justin Su, who went to the dinner in April hosted by the President of the United States, in which he was shilling his cryptocurrency. He had his account blacklisted at Trump's World Liberty Financial. He's one of the largest investors in Donald Trump's businesses because he sold off about $9 million worth of his tokens related to World Liberty Financial. And so they blacklisted his wallet. And now he's fighting back in social media. This is a guy who owns $75 million worth of World Liberty Financial tokens, and he's committed to buying another $100 million worth of Donald Trump's meme cryptocurrency. You know, that $ Trump meme coin that's not backed by anything. Yeah, that guy was going to buy all that. But now there's a war between Justin Su and Donald Trump. And the world has woken up to realize there's no, well, let's put it this way, the fundamentals of the American economy are not strong under Donald Trump. He wanted to make this the cryptocurrency golden age. Why? And all the policies around his administration warped to promote cryptocurrency with little or no regulation. Why? Because his family's in the business of cryptocurrency. He doesn't care that the World Liberty Financial stock has dropped. His meme stock price is down 9 or 10%, cutting half of its value or more since it was launched, or that Melania's meme coin has dropped as well. He doesn't care about that. He makes the money on the volume, on the buy and the sell. He's the broker. He's the liquidity pool. Doesn't care about his holdings. He cares about making money by other people buying and selling. I'm Michael Popok here for sort of the Trumponomics meets cryptocurrency update and what it means to the rest of us. I'm Mike. You're here on Legal AF. Let's take a moment here on Monday and talk about the new developments that are important to the economy. First of all, we've got the fight with Justin Su. You know, there's an old proverb, that's, he who rides the tiger fears the dismount. You got into bed with Justin Su. He wanted to put hundreds of millions of dollars into your company. You really don't know where it came from. It's not properly vetted. It's effectively a foreign national who's buying a piece of the presidency. And then he wanted to sell some of it. So the market has reacted and has crushed the World Liberty Financial, I'll call it stock for now, which is down considerably because early investors who got the stock at a very low price are now flooding the market, selling 20% of the equity of the company into the market, depressing the market, right? At the same time that Justin Su, one of the major investors, has a fight with Donald Trump. And is currently, as far as I know, blacklisted. He can't get the rest of his $66 million out of the company. And he was going to invest another $100 million into the company. So what's happened? Well, cryptocurrency has woken up and they've decided that they're going to, the cryptocurrency sell-off has begun. Bitcoin is down 3% as we start the week, down to about $112,000 per Bitcoin. And Ether is down 9%, and that's a drop of down to about $4,100. If during the crypto golden era, run by Donald Trump and his sons. This is what happens to the cryptocurrency market. Let me off. Let me off. World Liberty Financial, Donald Trump's crypto company, down considerably, 6% overall. And the market is taking all of their profits out of cryptocurrency. You know what's doing well? Things you can actually touch and feel. Gold. Gold is at its highest level of all time, $3,710 an ounce. And while all of that is going on, Donald Trump is selling off TikTok to the highest bidder, in this case, benefiting all of his friends. I'll do a separate hot take about how Larry Ellison, Michael Dell, Rupert Murdoch, of all people at Fox, will be benefiting from Donald Trump brokering the sale of this Chinese asset. And you may be wondering, why are the Chinese so willing to give Donald Trump TikTok and his friends? Well, for them, they're trading trash for treasure. They've given up on TikTok. They don't see it as a valuable asset any longer. They've gotten everything they can out of it. They're going to now trade that. Donald Trump has pumped up the value of TikTok in his own mind. He's benefiting his billionaire friends who are then going to give the Chinese tens of billions of dollars of U.S. hard currency to upgrade their military. And in return, the Chinese get AI chips to upgrade their military weapons. It's a win, lose, lose, and the losing side of that equation is America. I'll do a separate hot take about that. But I wanted to sort of put into perspective, using sort of my Wall Street and a little bit of my cryptocurrency background with my law background, and tell you about what we're watching. So the stock market is never in a proper proxy for the health of the U.S. economy. It just isn't. It is pumped up by expectations and traders' magical thinking, and large institutional traders are able to influence the market. I'll give you an example. The number one thing that influences the stock market right now of the large cap companies is one company, NVIDIA. NVIDIA does well with earnings, stock goes up. I'm talking about the entire stock market. NVIDIA does poorly, a chip manufacturer here in the United States, and the market crashes, and the tech market crashes along with it. What does that tell you about the health or what the proxy, the metrics of the stock market really is if one company is all that bettors are looking at, traders are looking at, and brokers in determining stock prices? That's not healthy. You want to look to the things that Donald Trump doesn't want you to look at. You need to look at the gross domestic product, how much America is making in goods and services, including agriculture. How are we doing there? How are we doing with global trade? How are we doing with job creation? How are we doing with consumer confidence? How are we doing on the supply chain? You know, how's wholesale prices, business to business prices? How's retail prices, consumer prices? How's that? Those are the things. You know, how much is business investing in their own future for not this year, but next year? That's what you want to look at. And all of those numbers start coming out weekly. You know, the Fed does the inflation rate. We just got the results from that. Sorry, the interest rate. Now we've got the Fed releasing and the Bureau of Labor Statistics releasing inflation numbers this week. You get corporate earnings numbers. You'll look at those as well. These are the ways to measure how the economy's doing. And by all measure, Donald Trump's economy is doing poorly. Who would have thought if you cut off hundreds of billions of dollars of investment worldwide, if you make it difficult, if not impossible, for outside countries, third countries to invest in America, if you penalize them for investing in America, like in South Korea, with all of its battery factory workers being chained together and deported, if you make us uninvestable as a country, bad things happen. Bad things happen. At the same time, you cut off hundreds of billions of dollars of aid to the states, which ends up going into the pocketbook and purse and checkbook of Americans. You throw hundreds of thousands of federal workers into the streets and the unemployment rolls. That turns out to be a bad thing, especially when you do all of this at the exact same time. Pass along the largest tax increase in the history of America in the form of the tariffs being passed down to the consumers as the end users. 70, 80% of the total tariffs that are being charged, you're paying for. So when you hear Donald Trump talk about tariffs are great, we love tariffs, he's saying he wants to tax you to death. So add that to consumer prices, right? And then you, against that entire backdrop, the markets react. So don't look at the stock market. Look at the things that Donald Trump is focused on or the things he wants you to ignore. Cryptocurrency is a losing proposition long term. It just is. There's nothing behind it. It has to do with the magical thinking of traders. Meme coins are even worse. There's nothing behind that at all. And all signals as we move into the end of the year are very negative. For a president who's one of his major economic focuses is to benefit his family in the cryptocurrency business. But don't worry about them. They'll do fine because every time you buy or you sell, he makes money. Just look at his Trump meme stock. The Trump meme stock was at, or Trump meme coin, sorry. The Trump meme coin was at about, I don't know, $40, $42 when it launched. It's now down to $7.75. It dropped 9% just today. Melania's is even worse. It's like it's like a penny stock. But there were suckers who wanted to invest in Donald Trump. You wait. There's going to be a Charlie Kirk meme coin promoted by Donald Trump's companies. It is coming. I'm Michael Popok. I'm glad you're here on Monday morning for the economic report here. Become a full card-carrying member of the Legal AF community. Subscribe here. It's free, no paywall. Come over to the podcast, Legal AF Podcast, over on the Midas Touch Network. And then Legal AF Substack. That's where it's at. Come to Substack. Twice a day we do lives. We've got written reporting and commentary. We got videos and the rest. Become a paid member, even better. It helps promote all things Legal AF. Till my next report, I'm Michael Popok. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.